All right, let's crack the code on what makes a truly perfect pizza. And look, this isn't about some secret family recipe passed down through generations. It's actually about a few simple, scientific principles that control every single style of pizza you can think of. I mean, you've got to wonder, right? You've got just four basic ingredients. So how on earth do you end up with this incredible variety? You've got your soft, floppy Neapolitan, your super crispy Roman Tonda, that thick, almost fried Detroit-style slice. It feels like a total paradox, but trust me, it's not magic. You want to know the secret? The secret is there is no secret. Seriously, the answer is just understanding and controlling three fundamental things. Once you master these, you go from just blindly following a recipe to actually understanding the craft. So what are they? Okay, our first pillar, and you could argue it's the most important one, is hydration. This one single factor pretty much decides the entire personality and texture of your dough before it even gets close to an oven. It's destiny. So what even is hydration? Well, it's actually super simple. It's just the amount of water you have compared to the amount of flour, by weight. And bakers have this universal language for it, a simple percentage. So say you have 1,000 grams of flour and 600 grams of water, boom, that's 60% hydration. This one number tells you almost everything you need to know about how that dough is going to feel and act. And here's where it gets really interesting. You can see the results side by side. On the left, you've got low hydration dough. We're talking 55 to 60%. It's way stiffer, much easier to work with, and it gives you that denser, chewy crust you'd find in a classic Sicilian sfincione. But then, look to the right. You crank that water content up past 75%, and yeah, you get a slack, sticky, super challenging dough. But the payoff? Oh, the payoff is a crust that is unbelievably light and airy with these huge open holes. That's the signature of a Roman Teglia. It's a direct trade-off, ease versus texture. But, a perfectly hydrated dough is, well, it's still just dough. To turn it into pizza, you need our second pillar, heat. This is where the real transformation happens. And heat isn't just about turning your oven up as high as it'll go. No, it's more like a delicate dance between temperature and time. And it's that specific combo that dictates the final color, exactly how crispy the crust gets, and what the inside is going to look like. This illustrates the point perfectly. Take a Neapolitan pizza. It's baked at an absolutely scorching 800 degrees Fahrenheit or more for just 60 to 90 seconds. That insane, fast heat basically flash steams the inside, so you get that classic soft, foldable center with a puffy, leopard-spotted crust. Now compare that to a New York slice. It's baked at a lower temp for way longer, like 8 to 12 minutes. That gives the moisture more time to evaporate, which creates that classic crisp edge while keeping the middle pliable enough to fold. Two totally different heat strategies, two totally different iconic pizzas. Okay, so you've nailed your hydration, you understand your heat strategy, but there is one final step where it can all go wrong. And this brings us to our third and final pillar, handling. If you mess up the dough in these last few moments, all that beautiful potential is just gone. This is where the real craft comes in. Handling is all about what you do after the dough has done its long fermentation. Think about it like this. Fermentation has created this beautiful, delicate web of gas bubbles inside the dough. Your job now is to shape that pizza while either preserving that amazing, airy web or, well, completely destroying it. Right, so proper hand stretching is all about protecting those bubbles. First, you press down with your fingertips to define that outer rim, the cornicione, which pushes all the gas from the middle out to the edges. Then you use really gentle methods like letting gravity do the work or stretching it over your knuckles to thin out the base without ever crushing that precious, puffy crust you just created. And this brings us to the cardinal rule, the one thing you have to remember. Absolutely no rolling pins. I mean it. A rolling pin doesn't stretch the dough, it crushes it. It completely degasses that beautiful structure you worked so hard to create. All you're left with is a dense, tough, and totally lifeless crust. Just don't do it. Okay, so we've got our three pillars: hydration, heat, and handling. Now for the payoff, the real aha moment. This is where we see how it all comes together to create this simple, elegant system for understanding pretty much the entire world of pizza. Just look at this matrix. It's not about a bunch of complex individual recipes. It's just a set of choices. A Neapolitan pizza, that's moderate hydration, insane heat, and careful hand stretching. A New York slice, a little more hydration, lower and slower heat, and it's hand-tossed. And what about that cracker-thin Roman Tonda? It's low hydration, a longer bake, and get this, it's deliberately degassed with a rolling pin to get that signature crunch. See, every style is just a different combination of these three variables. So what does this all mean for you? It means you now have the framework to actually think like a pizzaiolo, an artisan pizza maker. You can finally move beyond just following instructions. Let's talk about the #1 problem for home pizza makers, the dreaded soggy crust. We've all been there. But now, instead of just getting frustrated, you can actually diagnose the problem using our 3 pillars. So let's diagnose it. Is it a heat problem? Maybe your home oven just isn't getting hot enough, fast enough. Make sure that pizza stone or steel is totally saturated with heat. Preheat it for a full hour. Or is it a moisture problem coming from your toppings? You gotta drain that fresh mozzarella on paper towels for a while. And you should definitely pre-cook watery veggies like mushrooms. These are informed choices, not just random guesses. And honestly, that's the real takeaway here. Understanding these core principles, hydration, heat, and handling, it's so liberating. It gives you the power to troubleshoot your own results, to adapt any recipe, and to make pizza that works for your oven and your taste. You now have the fundamental building blocks. You have the code behind every single great pizza. So the only real question left is, what kind of pizza are you going to create?